Hey guys, welcome back. You can see there's no engine. Why is there no engine? Because I've decided to quit messing with the KT100 and I decided to join the cool kids club. That's right, I got a Predator. Like many other people who actually have go-karts. Got the Predator, then realized one very big problem. One, it doesn't fit the KT100 motor mount. Two, when set right here, the shaft hits the seat. And even if I was able to put it right here, it fit right here, I would have to move the sprocket over to here. However, I cannot do that because the bolt that holds the hub on is stuck, and I refuse to strip it, because if I strip it, I'll be mad and then I'll never be able to get it off, and if I actually attempt to get it off, I'll have to buy a new hub, and these hubs are expensive. So what I'm gonna have to do is, if I move the Predator out to line up the shaft on the Predator with this, it's gonna be sitting about right here. Is anybody else seeing the problem? There's no frame right here. So what I decided to do is I bought some of this. For what reason, I'm not sure. I thought it was a good idea. Then I got a better idea after I already bought it. I also bought this flat stock. It's been sitting out in the rain, so it got a little rusty. Oh well. But what I decided to do is take these these are the lower brackets for the motor mount. They go under here. They have nice handy dandy little cutouts that fit the frame pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is I bought some bar stock that's gonna go right there, and I'm gonna drill through the bar stock. Probably gonna have to buy longer bolts so that they can come up through here, hold the two pieces of bar stock, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the motor on the bar stock where it needs to sit, get a Sharpie or spray or something to mark the holes, drill the holes, mount the engine, bada bing bada boom, there you go. However, with it's pretty thick. It's 3/4 by 1 inch by, actually the length doesn't matter because it's going to be roughly 15 inches from here to here to get to the farthest bolts on the Predator. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's just going to be the two bars. However, I will have 6 inches of bar stock or square stock, whatever, I really don't know what it's called, left. So, and the bolts width-wise on the Predator are about 2 inches, so it's probably only going to be about 2 inches apart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the 6 inches into 3 other 2-inch sections, take all the parts to work, hopefully, if I can do this, and get one of the guys at work to weld them this way so that, you know, more stability and strength and whatnot. Also, I'm pretty sure your vibration is going to be an issue, so I'm gonna put it all together, run it, see if there's vibration or any rattling, and then I'm probably going to shim it with rubber washers or regular washers if it's not rattling too bad. Then that's that. Then the motor's going to be mounted. However, I was going to do that today. However, I had a small issue, actually. Most people who use a Predator use a number 35 chain. This is not 35. This is 219. You can tell because it says 219 right about... Okay, where is it? Maybe it's on the other side. Probably says 219. somewhere back here. But it does have 76 teeth, so that's good, I guess. This is 219 chain. Originally, when I thought about getting a Predator, I originally thought, okay, that's gonna mean I'm gonna need to get new sprocket holder, new sprocket, and a new chain. Well, I'm glad I didn't do that in the long run, because when I was originally doing that, I didn't know that this was getting stripped and it was stuck. So I wouldn't have been able to take it off. So I wouldn't have been able to move the sprocket. I wouldn't have been able to put the new sprocket hub on. So what I realized is, I don't know why I didn't even think of this to begin with, is that the normal centrifugal, however you want to say it, clutches that people use, the $50 ones they get at Tractor Supply. They actually make a version for 219 chain. It's 16 tooth, a 16 tooth sprocket on it, however, but since it's 219 chain, obviously you can fit more teeth in a same or smaller diameter. So I ordered that. At first I was looking online and it seemed that they were massively more expensive. Like, at first the cheapest one I found was like $80, and I freaked out because I was thinking, okay, yeah, I can use a 219 chain, but $80 just for a centrifugal clutch that's gonna break eventually kind of upset me. But then I found one on eBay for $24. It seemed to be, from what I was reading on the listing, it said it was the same, or it was the whole thing, not just the body or the slip disc or whatever it's called. Or it wasn't a part of a full clutch, it was the full clutch itself. So we'll see when that gets here. That's the reason I can't really make the mount now, because I don't know where the clutch will sit on the shaft of the Predator, so I don't know exactly how far out it needs to be. I said 15 inches earlier, but that's just a rough guess, really. I just kind of placed the motor right about here on the ground, and I kind of eyeballed it. That was good stuff. And I eyeballed roughly the placement, and then I measured. It was 15 inches. I have 30 inches of square stock, so no, I have 36 inches of square stock. So as long as it's not more than 18 inches, which I highly, highly doubt, then I'll have plenty of square stock. But all I really have to do is make sure these holes line up, because this is going to be my back and forth. If it does need to come, if the motor needs to come this way or that way a little bit, because my holes aren't exactly where they need to be, I'll probably grab a file and just file the corner, file it in until it nudges over this way or this way, just enough to where I can get it where it needs to be. Then I'll just tighten up the bolts and it should stay snug. So I gotta drill holes in the square stock that line up with these so they can sit on top. However, I'm pretty sure, I know I have to buy at least one more bolt at the very, very least, because one of these is bent. These are the ones that came with it. I'm not sure if that's going to go through this and the square stock. See how far it actually sticks up. Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's not going to go through the square stock just by eyeballing it. So I'm going to need to get 4 more of these, because they got to go from the bottom up. But I have to get ones that are longer than this. Probably, I'm not sure how long these are, but probably another ½ inch or so at least. And then I also have to get bolts for those so that I can screw them on. And then that should be pretty steady. Had my friend Anthony over here, he was looking at it. He suggested mounting the engine over here, but still, that idea kind of fell through. I actually like that idea a little bit better, because I wouldn't have to extend anything out. But like I said, Can't move the sprocket hub, can't move the sprocket. I'm actually going to try to get some naval jelly. Loctite makes something like that, I think. Rust inhibitor or whatever. Because that's worked really well for me before. Let's see if I can, you know, kind of bust this loose. That's what's going on with the engine, actually. And as y'all have known before, I have no brakes. The brakes are kind of crap. There's zero, well, I can't say zero. There's actually there's a little bit of fluid in the lines. I need to get more. However, I didn't want to spend $80 on a brake bleeder. So I got an idea. All the brake bleeder is a 1/8 NPT fitting with a hose, with a little shutoff valve, and a bottle at the top. So what I did is I went online. I found a 1/8 NPT male connector with a 1/4 inch tubing push to fit connector on the other end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the 1/4 tubing, have that go up into a shutoff valve for 1/4 tubing, which will go up to another, I'd say maybe inch or so piece of tubing, just to, you know, have a little bit of space between shut off and the bottle. And then I'll just run the tube up into the bottom of a plastic bottle or something, and then I'll glue all around the bottom just to get it to hold. And then all I gotta do is screw it in, turn the valve, and there you go. Problem solved. And I think it only cost me $13 or so to make it, but that's only because I already had the 1/4 tubing from when I worked on appliances. So, and 1/4 tubing is cheap, so it's not that bad.